Hello, everyone. My name is Shruti, and I'll be your host for today's session. We're really excited to welcome our guest, Ms. Gauri Sabharwal, a counseling psychologist and career mentor. She has worked with students, conducted therapy sessions, and has experience in both clinical and community settings. So, today she'll be sharing her insights on mental health, career guidance, and student well being. So, let's get started. Welcome, Gauri. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Shruti. I'm very happy to be here and I'm very excited to share all insights about what I'm working on, and I hope it can help the viewers in any way possible.
Definitely. We have a lot of student audience with us and a lot of psychologist students as well. So, we are hoping that with this interview and with your career journey, a lot of young psychology students would also be aspired to work into psychological domains. So, let's get started. We first want to understand about your journey. So, if you can tell us about your background, your education, certifications, and what have you all done in your educational plus your non-educational corporate.
Psychology since my high school. I got introduced to the subject in 11th standard and I'm studying this since then. I did my bachelor's in psychology honors itself from MCM Devi College, Punjab University, Chandigarh. And after that, I moved to MIT University, Noida, and I
Mhm,
did a specialized course in clinical psychology,
mhm.
which was a master's course. And along with that, I also did a few certifications. I am a certified career counselor as well. And recently, I did a certification course in expressive art therapy because that technique was something that I was really interested in and I wanted to use it with my clients and students. So, yeah,
Perfect.
this has been my journey so far. And currently, I'm working as a school counselor and I'm also practicing as a therapist in my private practice.
Perfect. You actually have a very strong background starting, your school days. So that really supported and builded where you are currently. My first question to you would be, you work with students as a career mentor. What's one common challenge you see students facing when choosing their career path, and how can they overcome it?
Yeah. A most common challenge I see students facing is that the pressure to follow paths chosen by their parents, their peers, and the society. And psychology is something that is not very acceptable as a career choice. And so, students pursuing psychology, they usually feel this pressure to convince their parents on that this is something that they want to pursue. And now, rather than exploring what they are truly interested in, they feel pressurized to follow the path chosen by their parents. And this
Mhm.
creates a confusion and self doubt, and they are always questioning if this is the right path, even when they are, very excited and they are very curious about the subject. So I encourage them that they should reflect on their strengths, their values, and what are their weaknesses, and if they think this path is for them, and focus on their long term goals, which also includes what they are expecting financially as well, because this field is something that is developing in our country right now. And I was would also encourage them to take small steps like joining internships, volunteering, or shadowing some therapists and some professionals to actually see if they are interested in the field. And because psychology offers a lot of subfields as well, so it's always better to volunteer and intern at different subfields to know, okay, if they want to pursue psychology, in which
Mhm.
field they are most interested in.
Correct. That's absolutely relatable, actually, because especially in our generation, people who were born before 1990 or after that. So I think many of us often struggle with the same problem: parents not supporting, and psychology not accepted in Indian educational system. So thank you so much for sharing such a practical approach. I think working under certified therapist and somebody who's actually practicing, that would add a lot of value, and also give you a real life example of how things actually work in the setup.
Yes.
So that's a
Because
brilliant
in
point.
this field, what you learn in your textbooks is very different from what you're gonna practice and experience when you're on field. So it's
Hmm.
better to, volunteer and look for yourself. Okay, this is what I would be getting into.
Perfect. You've worked with multiple hospitals and mental health organization. What's something valuable you learned about supporting young people with stress or anxiety? Because that's very common these days.
The one thing that I learned and that I feel is most important, like working as a school counselor right now, this is something that I always keep in mind, that one should be a really good listener if you want to step into this field, and listening without judgment. Like, we are human beings at the end of the day, and you would have your biases, but keeping those biases aside and listening to the other person without judging them is the most powerful thing that you can
Mhm.
practice in this field. And rather than giving them immediate solution and advices, so it is a misconception that psychologists and therapists, they would guide you, they would advise you, and they would tell you what to do. It's not that. They would just push you in the right direction, help you, you know, push away all the clouds in your
Mhm.
thoughts, and help you see clearly, so
Mhm.
that you can decide for yourself what is right for you. So
Mhm.
this is something that one should really practice. And like, people, young people especially, who are struggling with stress and anxiety, they need a safe space where they can feel heard, because we are living in times where people are not ready to seriously listen to each other. They just
Correct.
want to keep their own perspective. So, a safe space where they feel heard, they feel comforted, and they feel like this is a space for me. And once the trust is built, small coping strategies can be used, like structured routines and grounding exercises, journaling, to help them, overcome their stress and their anxiety. So the key is empathy first, and then the techniques are used. Don't just like go on and giving them homeworks and technique. They would feel more burdened.
That's really helpful. It's very good to know that even small steps such as journaling, or maybe, talking to somebody who can listen to you, can make such a big difference in managing stress and anxiety, especially for the younger generation. You've studied different therapies, CBT, DBT, expressive art therapy. How can students use simple techniques from these approaches in their daily life to make it, easier for in everyday situations?
Right. So, yes, in a student's life, these techniques can be really helpful. Like, from CBT, they can practice identifying and like challenging their thoughts, because a student, they are usually faced with a lot of self doubts, challenges. They seek validation, peer pressures, and everything. So, one thing from CBT that they can use is like challenging their negative thoughts and just asking them, if I'm believing this particular thing, some friends are bullying me, my peers are bullying me, if I'm believing that particular thing about me, is that thought 100% true? What is the, what is the evidence behind this particular thought? And if there is no real time evidence that they can, find about that particular thing, they should scratch away and they should find an alternate thought for it. And
Okay.
from DBT, they can use simple techniques like deep breathing and focusing on the present moment, which is the most ignored thing in a student's life, because they are very much um, future oriented and always thinking about what is going to happen, about their careers, about their friends, and about all of the things, and they forget about key. Okay, they need to be in the present. So from DBT they can learn these things that would help them, regulate their emotions during stressful times. And deep breathing is very effective but very ignored technique.
Correct.
And from expressive art therapy, they don't, require to do very much complex technique. Even when you are stressed and you are anxious, simple doodling, journaling, and mindfully listening to music, it can be an healthy outlet for them, healthy outlet for their emotions. And these small things, they can make a big difference in life. And I mean, a lot of us can relate to the fact that we don't listen to music mindfully now. Music is just a background thing for us, and it's like
Correct.
playing in the background and we are doing our thing. We don't listen to it mindfully. If we just sit with our favorite music genre and we sit with it, we listen to it, and we think about it, would think about all the things that are making us anxious, it would help us be more grounded.
That's a brilliant example. And, it's very interesting that it's nice to know we can apply these techniques in everyday situations also to become more mindful and to sort out our daily life, struggles which we have in our mind. So, very interesting. Since you've also worked with underprivileged children through community outreach, what's one lesson from that experience that everybody should learn from?
That particular volunteership was something that I really enjoyed. Like, we see those children from afar, but sitting with them, teaching them things, and going to their houses, they are very warm and welcoming, and it makes you feel so much grounded and you feel so much gratitude. One thing I learned from those children was resilience, that they face such tough times but they are always smiling, they always welcome you with a happy heart, and despite of limited opportunities they show incredible determination that they want to learn, they want to grow. Like, whatever we taught them, we discussed with them, they were all very welcoming for, and they were very excited about learning. And for all students, the lesson is to focus less on comparing themselves with others and focus on yourself, comparing yourself to your past version rather than people around you.
That's truly inspiring. And it's such a great reminder also for us to stay grounded and grateful as well for every phase of our life. My last but not the least question, Gauri, to you would be if you could give one piece of advice to students about balancing studies, career choices, and mental health, what would it be?
So I would say, like, not just students, but everyone should treat balance as a daily habit and not just a one time achievement ki okay, I have achieved the balance. No, it's a daily habit and you should practice it daily. One should break their day into small manageable chunks like study time, rest, hobbies, and reflecting upon your day. It's not like a student should study whole day or one should play whole day. No, divide your day into small chunks and it would make you feel okay, you have achieved a lot by the end of the day. And don't wait until burnout to take care about your mental health. Give yourself the breaks you deserve and you would feel more motivated to achieve whatever you are working towards. And small consistent check-ins with yourself. Okay, am I feeling okay? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling? Do I need a break? What should I do to make myself feel like, fuel myself up? And these small steps, they would help a student or any of a working professional or anybody to go a long way in managing all of their things, be it studying, career decisions, and their well-being overall.
That's amazing. That's actually such a powerful message. Definitely something we can all take away from today's session. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the session. Thank you so much, Gauri, for sharing your time and valuable insights with us today. I'm sure everybody who's watching this video here are taking back not just answers, but also encouragement to make better choices and also to take care of their mental health. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I hope any of the above tips would help you in any way possible. Thank you.
Definitely. We would love to hear more from you in future. Please keep in touch. And thank you so much again for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.